to advise before anyone does come in, there is 4 questions. There is a handheld mic to be passed around, so all the camera guys will feed your question audio as well. I think Anton's got us at the moment, but when you want to do a question, just let me know.
That is just one of the whole room.
It's also made a good life for all of us.
everyone. Thanks for joining us. I'm pleased to be joined by Sarina and Beth. We do have a roving mic in operation, so we'd ask you to use that if possible. And we will start with Anton at Sky Sports News.
Good morning.
Morning.
Nice to see you both. Look, it's the European champions versus the world champions at Wembley, but my first couple of questions aren't going to be about what's happening on the pitch, considering the report that came out this week, Sarina, about the abuse that's been suffered by professionals in the US. What was your reaction to the report, and does it give you concerns about the state of sort of, the vulnerability of players within the global game?
Yeah. Well, my first reaction is that's horrible, unacceptable. That's still happening, and feel very, very sorry for all the victims. And it should stop immediately, of course. We all agree on that. I think now this is a problem in the USA. I think it's a worldwide problem still. And it's just really the time now that we all step up and we're just going to stop these things. Whatever abuse it is, it's just horrible and really unacceptable.
Beth, as a player, what's your, again, how do you feel when you see things come to light? And again, does it give you concerns about what's going on in the game over here and in Europe?
Yeah, when I found out, I was quite sickened about the situation. I think, again, like Sarina said, it's a worldwide problem, but women need to be taken seriously a lot more. Very proud of the victims that actually stood up and said it, and yeah, people need to start doing better. The US governing body needs to be doing better. Worldwide, we need to be doing better.
Player care has been very much sort of in the focus, Beth, and obviously you took a nasty knock to the head when you were playing in the Champions League this week, and there was no concussion, sort of substitute or anything like that. How concerning was that at the time, and how are you, I suppose?
It might knock some sense into me for once. Yeah, obviously I'm fine now. I've done all the protocols. I'm back in training. Obviously at the time, a bit of a scary situation, but I thought the club did amazing with me and did the right thing, took me off the pitch. But unfortunately, yeah, there wasn't a concussion sub in place through UEFA, and again, such a serious injury. I think it's a little bit disappointing that that's not in place at the moment, and something that they maybe need to look at.
That's, I was supposed to say, congratulations, England Player of the Year. My word, what a season and a bit it's been for you, I suppose.
It's been okay. Yeah, no, thank you, and yeah, big thank you to everyone that voted. Super proud to play for my country and obviously get Player of the Year, but again, couldn't have done it without the teammates and the staff and everyone behind me. So yeah, it's theirs just as much as mine, but yeah, I'm proud of the season that I had individually and collectively with the teams that I play for.
Sarina, how big is this game in terms of the preparations for the World Cup, coming up against the world champions, and how's the squad, how fit is everybody?
Yeah, of course, it's a very big game that we wanted to play. USA wants to play too, and it's another starting moment for us to see tomorrow where we are at. So we did the review of the Euros. Now we have this very good moment to see where we are, and of course we want to win the game, but we also want to see how we're going to do. And from that we'll take it, and we have 10 months to get ready for the World Cup. So really looking forward to it. The team is doing well. Of course we had some injuries before the weekend, during the week, but everyone who's here is available. We still have one training to go, of course, but yeah, it's looking good.
Hi Sarina, good to see you. Obviously the USA are ranked #1 in the world. They are the world champions. Are they the best team in the world right now, in your opinion?
Well, I don't know. I know they're one of the best teams in the world. They're ranked #1. I think there are a couple of teams at the moment that are really, really good and really high level. We saw that in the Euros. I think the European game has improved so much that we're coming closer and closer. We really like to show that tomorrow, of course. But I think the USA is very excited to now come to Europe and play top level teams. So yeah, we'll take it from there. Not just only thinking in results. Yes, we want to win. But we really, we hope we can dominate the game. That's what we're trying to do and what we want to do.
Oh, Beth, congratulations on the award, one of many you've won in the last 6 months. Just to take it back to the last time that England played the USA was the World Cup semi-final. England obviously lost. There was that celebration, the tea celebration from Alex Morgan. What are your memories of that game, and how does that push you on for this one?
Yeah, I think we said we're more coffee drinkers than tea drinkers, so it's alright anyway. But yeah, obviously tough game, tough result to take. I thought, obviously being a part of that game, we took it hard, but I think looking at it now, it's made us more hungry and motivated to prove ourselves against, what you said, a world-class American team. So yeah, we're looking forward to the challenge, to see where we are, and yeah, hopefully we can put on a good performance tomorrow night.
Have you got any goal celebrations in mind?
Maybe a couple. No, I'm joking. None so far.
And just finally, the FA is celebrating 50 years of the Lionesses at the game at Wembley. How important is it that they're recognised? Some would say it's come a little later than perhaps it should have done.
About time. No, it's been amazing. I think we know as players that we wouldn't be here today without the women that came before us, and we had the pleasure of meeting 20 of the legends earlier on in the week. Incredible women, and yeah, it's nice that we can celebrate what they've done just as much as what we've done currently. So yeah, it's nice that they've kind of got a voice now and they're seen for what they've done for the game.
Thank you both.
Thanks, Joe. We'll take questions from the floor. Yes.
Hi there, Nick from Good Morning Britain at ITV. Sarina, can I just ask you, over the last couple of days I've heard a few former England players talking about the fact that the team may have a bit of a target on your back now after winning the Euros. Do you feel any extra pressure to win every game now convincingly because the fans are so happy with the success?
Yes, well, I think we're a team that indeed everyone expects us to win. Everyone also knows that we play the USA, which is a very good team too. We knew that in the Euros too, so what we said, there are some top level teams that before the game you don't know whether you're going to win, but we're part of the top level of the teams that are in the top level of the world. So we just, of course, we're going to try to win. Extra pressure. Well, we have pressure from ourselves. We want to do well, and we want to play our best game every time we go on the pitch, and whoever is in front of us. So that's what gives us the internal pressure. And we also know when you do your best, when you're trying to play your best game, and you play at the highest level, you just hope you win. And at the end, we'll see what it brings us.
Thank you.
Thanks very much. We'll go to Molly at the Times, please. Thank you.
Hi guys, Sarina, for you, Rachel Daly has obviously really impressed as a left back for England did in the summer, but she's also had a fantastic start to the season for Villa back as a striker. So I just wonder what you make of her kind of role going forward, whether it's this game or in the future. Do you see her as a left back for England, or do you think she can be a forward?
Well, I see lots of positions. The only position I don't see her at is a goalkeeper coach. Goalkeeper. No, that's just kidding. No, well, we all know she's very versatile, and she brings something on the pitch for us. So she knows. We have discussions. We have conversations about that, where she can focus. She knows, and that's what she says all the time. Wherever you want it, you bring me in, I'll do it, and I'll do the job as good as possible. And we know, yes, she can play in different positions. So, and then we have a look at, okay, what do we need right now? What's the best for the team? And then we bring the 11 best players on the pitch. So we take that in consideration, yes. You'll see tomorrow what we'll pick.
And for you, Beth, congratulations on your award. I suppose we've seen over the years the US players have always sort of been quite vocal in standing up for different causes, where kind of off the football pitch. I know Lucy spoke this week, and Rach Daly has as well, about what's going on in the US. Do you guys now feel more empowered to be able to speak about those issues, where maybe in the past you maybe wouldn't have done in fear of maybe saying the wrong thing or whatever? Does it feel like now is the time for the England players to be able to have their voice too?
Yeah, I would say so. I think we feel like we've got a good platform to make a difference. Like, obviously we wrote the open letter about PE in schools for girls, and we want to use our platform and our voice for the greater good of the women's game and women's sport in general. So yeah, I think it's something we're more confident about doing, but we also have the full support from the FA and everyone involved. That helps that a lot more.
And I suppose, do you have any memories of the US team from kind of earlier in your career? I know they had a lot of really good forwards that were like big star names. Is there anyone that you remember kind of watching and maybe taking a few tips from?
Yeah, Abby Wambach was a pretty good footballer, so she was someone I watched growing up. I always would like to replicate what she was doing. She did pretty well for America, I think.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks, Molly. We'll just go next to you to Simon, please.
Hi, Sarina. Just in terms of the team and how you think they're going to cope without Leah, obviously we saw during the Euros her influence as a captain, and is Millie going to lead the team tomorrow night as well?
Yes, she will. Yes, well, we over the season we've played in a couple of different shapes. No, not shapes. Players in positions. So we know, and we always think in scenarios. So when someone drops off or is not available, we know what the next step will be, and then we go from there. And we also know that we have some depth in our team, so we can solve those situations. And that's what we want to do too. So we know who's available, and we're going to do it with the team that is available. The players are fit, and then I think we still have a very good team to solve that. And it also gives, it's of course not nice for Leah, it's not nice for Alessia, the ones who are not available, but it gives opportunities to other players to show themselves and to see how that goes, and gives information for us too. Again, while we're also preparing for the World Cup next year.
You able to give any details on the injury and how long Leah might be out for?
No, she's being assessed at the club now, and we'll just hope she'll be back soon.
And just lastly, I think we've seen since you were appointed how you've been planning for things and looking ahead. How important was it for you to have this friendly now, so that in a year's time you can see what needs to be done and what needs to change?
Yeah, that's really important. We want those games, and we want to see where we are, and then you need the best opponents in front of you, because then you have to perform at the highest level, and that gives you the best information. We can play lower ranked teams and play really well and score a lot of goals, but that doesn't give you the picture that you need to prepare for the World Cup next year. So I'm really, really happy with the game at this moment, and moving forward from there.
Thanks, Simon. We'll go to Glenn Moore, and we'll go across to Tom Curry. Thank you.
Hi. The Americans were for a long time the most dominant side by some distance, and when you played them in the World Cup final, they were fairly comfortable in that game, relatively speaking. But when you played them in the Olympics, this is with the Dutch team obviously, you pushed them much harder and probably should have won the game. Do you feel that the European sides, with now the investment now, have begun to catch them up, that they've sort of come back into the pack?
Yeah, I do think so. I do think that what we've seen in Europe is that the improvement of the game, the improvement of the competitions, and the national teams have been really, really good. That's what we saw at the Euros too last summer. You see the difference between 2017 and 2022. The game has improved so much technically, but also tactically. Many different styles of play. That's what we saw. But I do think the Americans have improved too. They're in development too, and they brought in some younger players or some new players. It's lots of changes compared to the Olympics and the World Cup 2019.
I mean, both teams in transition to, well, Americans obviously have been in transition, and you're both building towards the World Cup. Is the performance is more important than the result tomorrow? Or
Well, we always want to win, of course. So you're going to approach the game to win. So and after you played the game, then you look at it, go, what do we do in the different moments of the game and in the different moments like in possession, out of possession, transition moments, and then you're going to review that, and what you're going to try to do is that when you play them next time, you're going to have an even better result and make the chance of having an even better result as big as possible. So that's how we approach it. But when we go into the game tomorrow, you just want to win.
And for Beth, obviously this was the base for the Euros. When you came back here for camp, lots of happy memories coming in, presumably psychologically it's quite nice coming back here.
Yeah, no, it was nice. Obviously, a lot of good memories here. A lot of memories that we probably didn't remember the night after the final, the night of the final. No, we loved being here. It was a great base. We had a really good feel. It felt like a home away from home. So, yeah, it was nice to come back and get them feelings and memories.
Thanks and good luck.
Thanks, Glenn. Get the mic over to Tom, if that's okay, at the telegraph. Apologies. Thank you.
Thank you both. Sarina, I just wanted to ask you about the striker options that you had or have, particularly with Alessia not being available. Have you made up your mind who will start up as your number 9? And is the woman next to you one of your thinkers for that central position rather than playing out wide?
Yeah, you have asked me that question a couple of times all the time. Yes, every time we talk about, okay, what do we think? What options do we think we have? And some of our strikers have played as a centre forward in earlier years or in other stages of their football career so far. Yes, we almost finalised our decisions. We have one more training session, and then we see how everyone comes out of the pitch, and hopefully everyone's fit, and then we make our final decisions.
Okay, thank you. And can I ask you a question, Beth, as well? Sorry, complete gear change. So going back to what Anton was asking about at the start about the Sally H report, I wondered whether you could tell us if you've had any chats in amongst England players about perhaps making any gesture of solidarity with the players who have spoken up, and whether, if the USA team were to ask you to join them in any sort of show of support, whether you'd be open to doing that at Wembley on Friday.
Yeah, we're in contact with the American team and some of the players. We're working on something, sure, our support for them. So nothing's been finalised yet, but we will be doing something.
Okay, thank you both and good luck tomorrow.
Next on, I'll just finish with Catherine at the Mail, please. Sorry. Seamless transition of the microphone. Thank you very much.
Sarina, you spent a brief time in America during your playing career, and the people who worked with you over there said you kind of brought a tactical prowess that maybe isn't as inherent in their game as it perhaps is now, and in return you learned about their kind of famous winning culture and mentality, and I wondered how much of an impact that experience had on you and how it kind of shaped your journey in football and management.
Yeah, I was there for 1 year, a long time ago. I'm really old, but no, it changed me. For me, at that point, it was in 89, 90. Some of you probably not even born then, but yeah, for me it was life changing. I experienced what we didn't have here yet, or in the Netherlands yet, was like a real top sport environment with lots of great facilities and a team. Yeah, that was all about performance and improving, and that's what I got there. So I really enjoyed it, and that winning mentality that really came across. Because when you're young, I was 19 at that time. I was like a sponge and took everything with me, and thought, well, when I go back to the Netherlands, I just really hope that there comes a time that we have the same facilities and the same environment that I experienced there, because I just loved it. So things change now. It really had influenced me as developing of my personality or as a person, and I took it with me. So much more experience I had, like doing physical education, taking coaching course, playing as a footballer, but this was one of the important ones too.
Obviously England winning the Euros was such a pivotal point for women's sport in this country, not just football. This weekend the Women's Rugby World Cup starts, and I just wondered whether, for both of you, whether you had a message for the England team as they obviously look to, try and bring another trophy home and inspire more young women down in the country.
Can you answer that?
I think for us, we would just say go out there and enjoy it. That's what we did throughout the summer. Obviously, don't put too much pressure on yourselves, but if you're good enough, you're there for a reason, just go out and enjoy what you're doing.
Thanks, Catherine. Thanks to Sarina and Beth for their time, and thanks to you all. We'll see you tomorrow.
Thank you.
The egg throwers.
Sorry.
Siobhan, that's the quietest I've ever heard you. No.